Hi everyone, welcome to the Road to Indy TV. I'm JP Mantrola and with me as always Tristan Vautier. Tristan, welcome to Toronto, Canada.
Thank you, JP. What an amazing venue, eh?
It is incredible. The city in the background, I mean, you can't get better than this.
It's great. Already a lot of drama in qualifying for USF 2000 and Indy Lights. No pro Mazda this weekend, but we're going to have enough action.
I mean, yesterday was sunny and hot. Today it is a little windy and rainy.
Yeah, the weather playing tricks. I mean, it started out dry. Now it's raining a little bit, but not really enough to know if you want to put rain tires on or keep the slick tires on. So the qualifying for Indy Lights was very interesting.
Well, let's go from USF 2000 first. What happened in qualifying and who was the fastest one?
Yes, obviously a dry track, sunny. Florian Latour is definitely taking the fight to RC Anderson. RC was very fast, he qualified second. So these two guys are going to be going at it because they're fighting for the title and they both want it really bad. They need that big scholarship to step up to Pro Mazda.
Absolutely. Remember, this is not just for the points. It is actually for that
money.
That check that helps you go move up to the ladder. Florian Latour showing his speed as always all season and continuing here in Toronto, Canada.
Yeah, definitely his transition to Cape Motorsports was very good for him. He's been fast on every single track.
That was a good move. That was a good move, right?
Yes, it was a good move for him, and I think if there is one guy that RC Anderson can be worried about, it's Florian at the moment.
Well, now moving into Indy Light. Wake up on the Saturday morning and all of a sudden the sun is out, it's gone, and now it's clouds and rain.
Exactly, and I'll tell you what, as a driver, you're waiting in the pits and the track is still dry and you see these drops and it kills your routine because you're getting ready for certain conditions and everything is changing and you have to adapt very quickly. They went out on slick tires. The track was kind of damp but still dry enough to run on slicks, and Gabby Chaves, we thought he was going to have it. He was running at the top and then Alex Barron put that very good lap in and Gabby had no chance to try and respond to him because his car failed.
Yeah, it is impressive how the Velarde cars from lap 1 going super fast compared to everybody else who started in a slower pace and is starting improving timing.
It seems like they found that setup for the car where you are most of the time in what we call the sweet spot, where even if the balance of the car front to rear is not perfect, you have a lot of grip and you can be at the front all the time, so they're really in the zone.
I saw you talking to Alex Barron, the pole sitter, Gabby Chaves, and Brian Velarde. You want to take a look?
Yeah, let's take a look. Alex, congratulations. You just keep getting better and better. How does this first pole position feel?
Feels awesome. I'm really thrilled. I want to congratulate Velarde Auto Racing for doing an awesome job this weekend.
So it's a 1-2 for Velarde Auto Racing. Gabby Chaves, your teammate, is going to start alongside you. He's leading the championship. What are you expecting from him at the start?
Well, he's an intelligent driver, so I don't think he'll be like going crazy at the start. He'll be doing it intelligently. I'm looking forward for the start for tomorrow.
Congratulations, Alex. Brian, I mean, your team, it seems to be the year where you are really coming along. Another very strong performance, first and second for tomorrow's race. How does it feel?
We're really looking forward to it. I mean, it's a great feeling. These two have worked so hard, the engineers, the team. It's really coming together for us. And, you know, Alex, it's just a matter of time before he puts on a show for everybody. So we're looking forward to it.
So you have your car starting 1-2. Gabby is obviously leading the championship. Are you going to give any team orders before the start, or?
Don't crash.
All right, good luck. Gabby, what happened?
Looks like we have a broken drive shaft, so really unfortunate for us. I think we had the strongest car in the field, definitely. You know, even missing half the session, we still finished second. So really happy for the team. Really proud of my teammate for you know, getting his you know, stepping out for the team, stepping up for the team. So at least we have a front row start for the race. I'm going to be aggressive, but I'm also going to be smart at the same time. So I'm going to make chances and take them when I think I can accomplish them and not make anything silly.
Congratulations, Gabby.
You can tell that in his face he's not happy right now.
Yes, of course, because I think he truly believes he had the potential to get this pole. They had a very fast car, but at the same time, there must be some satisfaction because his rivals in the championship, especially Zach Witt, didn't have the qualifying he wanted. So he's going to be starting at the front. It's a tough situation to be in as a driver because you want to win the race, you want to take chances, as he just said, but at the same time, you gotta think points. You gotta think points. You cannot take too many risks. You got to think that these guys behind are struggling, and you need to take away what you can from the weekend.
So before we move into our weekend racing, tell us about this track configuration here in Toronto, Canada.
Very tricky track, very narrow, very bumpy, some surface changes, so it makes the car very hard to set up. The driving has to be very precise. It's difficult to pass as well. The only real passing zone is turn 3, where the track is a bit smoother and you have a long straight before the big braking zone, but you can defend the line entering this turn. So I think drivers are going to try to attack very early in the race to try and make some moves when everybody's on cold tires, the cars are moving around a little more, and you can make stuff happen. So we can expect these young guys to be very aggressive by the start of the race.
Get ready for the race because it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be very interesting, watch out.
Tristan, look who we have here. Welcome to the Road to Indy TV, Mr.
Aaron Tillitz superstar.
Oh no!
Is that really?
We have the privilege.
Don't start that. Don't keep that going. We can't keep that going. Can we keep it going?
Yes, you are a superstar, aren't you?
That's what it says in your car, isn't it?
It does, but it's a total joke. I mean, I'm kind of a superstar, but not really.
I think you look like one, so...
All right, well, let's go back in time and early morning to make up for the races that got canceled yesterday. Bright and early, USF 2000, first race.
Yes, first race, Florian Latour on pole position. Good starts on rain tires. Track was a little damp, but actually some drivers were wondering about slick tires, and Austin Cindric pitted to put slicks on, but it was the wrong call. So
yeah, Pabst Racing tried to do the slick tires again like they did in Indy, but didn't work out for them this time.
So what were you thinking on the warm-up lap?
So I thought that it was starting to dry out, but there's no way we were going to get to slicks because the air was so thick here. Nothing was really drying out. It was a very slippery track. And I started 6th, had a little bit of a rough start, fell back to 9th, and then full course yellow, and then made it back up to 6th by the finish.
So it was an interesting battle at the front, right? Florian Latour had a lot of pressure from Jake Heidson, wanted to get his first win, and finally made him crack, right?
Yeah, one thing that impressed me was I was expecting on a wet track, narrow as it is right here, and with the USF 2000 drivers that they go for that inch gap. It didn't happen, that turn 1 accident.
Well, I can tell you what happened there. We all knew that we were going to have to race about 3 hours later. So we all knew as drivers that if we wrecked our cars really bad, they weren't going to get back together at all for the next race. So we were being a little bit nicer to each other than we usually were. I think you saw what happened in the second race. That's how we usually are, a little bit more aggressive. There was some crashes going on. We were all rubbing wheels. I rubbed up against the wall a couple times. So it was a little more crazy in the second
All right,
race.
so first race in USF 2000, we have in the first and second, third place.
And Jake Heidson, Florian Latour, R.C. Anderson.
First win for him.
First win for Jake Heidson. So how was it? Obviously, it looked like you put a lot of pressure on him and finally made him crack.
Yeah, I mean, like, I had a few good runs on him going into 1 and going into 2, but, you know, I knew if I put enough pressure on him, he would either make a mistake or I would get around him sooner or later.
Congrats, Jake. Florian really wanted it, but cracked under pressure. I mean, Jake was right behind him, and it's very hard, right? When you have someone behind like this. Tell us about it.
Absolutely, it's really hard, you know, because when you're leading, you're the one that starts the brake zone, so the guy behind you can kind of judge to just nose it in a little further. And I think that's what Jake did over here in turn 1. He just went in a little deeper than Florian thought he was going to, and Florian ended up not being able to make the corner. Jake made it. Florian went down the escape road and back on the backstretch in second place.
And that was it. After the race, we saw the move-out time for Indy Lights.
Indy Lights, amazing race. Started on slick tires on still a wet track. It must have been pretty sketchy at the start. What do you think?
That must have been really insane because it was just on the edge of being dry enough when we were out there, but I still thought it would be just too damp for dry tires. But they went for it at the start of their race, and it was really awesome work by Alex for keeping it together and pulling off a great race.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
Velarde cars, again, really fast. We saw them in qualified.
Yeah.
Fastest from lap 1, and we see it again in race by creating a gap immediately.
I think there was a bit of strategy there because you can kind of set up the car to be good when the track is still damp and then be slower when it dries out, and I think that's what happened. We saw Alex Barron and Gabby Chaves pull a 10 seconds gap on Jack Harvey, who was in a Schmidt-Peterson car, and he ended up the race 3 seconds off the win.
Yeah,
he was right behind Gabby. And I think that there are two different philosophies for the race, and the Belardi way was the right way because they put such a big gap that it was too late for Jack to catch them. But
one bad thing that happened though was the accident of Luis Racia.
Exactly, right at the start comes together with Zach Meyer. Luis, we caught up with him. You can hear what he has to say. He was not happy.
All right, let's do it.
Luis, what happened?
I was just doing my line and I didn't see the guy on the outside, and I think he was just forcing some place that couldn't fill two cars there, and he clipped my rear, and then I was in the wall. And I tried to still go to get half distance, but the car is pretty bad damage, and I have to call it up.
So after two tough races, 2 DNFs, what's your approach now for the rest of the championship?
Championship is over for me. There are still 5 races, but I think in a championship like this, if you don't score in 2 races, you're pretty much done. And now what I need to do is just try to win as many races as I can. Mid-Ohio, Sonoma, and Milwaukee. Just try to win races, and that's the only thing I can do now, really.
Good luck, Luis.
Thanks.
Well, you can tell that he was not happy with what happened. I mean, you can see he's the second race that he has an accident, and he starts seeing that possibility of a championship going away from him.
And the team wanted to have him go around, even with the broken car, go around slow, to just complete half of the race and score points of last position, because if you don't complete 50% of the race, you only score 1 point. And they had an argument with the officials. The officials were saying that his car was too slow for him to be out there, that it was dangerous, so they decided to stop him in the pits, and Dave Erguera, the team manager, was not happy as well. Dave, we saw you arguing with the officials. What was going on?
New this year, there's a rule that says if you don't complete half the distance of the race, you only get 1 point. And obviously at Pocono, we only went like 5 laps, took a big hit in the points. So this race, obviously with our first lap problem, I said, we have a damaged car, but either give us last place points or we're going to drive around at half speed to get to half distance to try and stay in the championship. But they wouldn't let us do that.
So what was the officials' answer to your argument?
They don't really have one. They were saying there's a minimum speed requirement, but like I said, there's only 12 cars in the field, and we're trying to make the championship a little interesting, and so a very competitive cars now got a very difficult time.
Thanks, Dave.
But what about Alex Barron, guys? He was the winner, rookie in Indy Lights. Awesome drive.
Yeah, I think this guy is really what we call the natural talent. He comes with low experience, improves every weekend. He was not racing in Pocono on the oval, and I think it made him bitter. So when he came back, he was more hungry, even more hungry. And
that is impressive that you be so much time of the car, and you just get in the car and not only win the race, but he also does the fastest pole position and everything.
He has a lot of raw talent.
Yeah, he has a lot of really good talent. Last year, he did 2 races in USF 2000 and won 2 of them out of the 4 races that he did, which is awesome. He gets in Indy Lights, he's already at the front.
Yeah, very impressive rookie year. We don't know where he will be next year, but hopefully it will help him build up to get a ride with Belardi again next year, and he will for sure then be a contender for the title.
Absolutely, he will be a contender.
Alex, congratulations. This is your first win in the Indy Lights series. Describe us the emotions that went through your head during that last lap and crossing the checkered flag.
Well, first of all, I didn't push 100% because I wanted to bring the car up, but I was feeling the wind coming and it felt really good.
So about the start, you were starting on pole position for the first time of the year on very tricky conditions. How were you feeling inside of the car right before the start?
I didn't put pressure on myself because I knew that if I did the right choices, I would have stayed in front. I did, and I'm really thrilled with even with Gabby's decision because he respected me on the start.
Congrats, Alex.
Thank you.
But today the big winner, I think, was Gabby Chaves. I mean, Zach Beach had a tough day, finished in 5th position. Gabby was in 2nd, took the points, we caught up with him and he looked pretty happy. Gabby, congrats, pretty good day for the championship.
Yeah, I mean, awesome day, not only for the championship. I think you can't win every race. And if you can't win the race, you better hope your teammate does and takes points away from your main rival. So I'm really happy for Alex, for my team. They deserve this. You know, Alex didn't have the chance to race in Pocono, so to come back here and get a win, really good for him, really proud of him. And for myself, it's a great points day.
So Jack Harvey is not a happy camper these days, right?
No, he's not. He knows that he's going to have to be very aggressive for the rest of the season if he wants to win the championship. We talked to him and he confirmed that. Jack, what a comeback. How did it feel in the car? You needed just a couple more laps, right?
Yeah, I needed the race to be the hour length, not 40 minutes. But I mean, with IndyCar getting rained off yesterday, they had to cut our race short. And yeah, I mean, in the start of the race, I couldn't keep with Gabby and Alex. 2/3 of the way through, you know, the car really came to life, and I think I was pretty fast at the end. So yeah, maybe if we had a few more laps, well, that's always the story when you just finish behind them, right?
So Gabby had a good day, obviously stretched a bit his lead in the championship. What's your strategy for the rest of the year?
We just got to win. You know, if we win, then we've done everything we can. The next race is Mid-Ohio. We were quickest there in the test in the middle of the year. So you know, for sure, 2 wins has got to be the goal. And you know, we've got the pace to win. We just need to make it happen now. I think, you know, running out of time. So need to have him have a not so good weekend, and I need to have a really good one. But anyway, it's coming.
Good luck, Jack.
That was it in Indy Lights. I can't wait to see the next race. But you know what? There was another race in USA 2000, and this guy over here was on the podium.
And that second race, you guys were going for it, right? No more being scared of wrecking the car for only a 3-hour wait for the next one. You just went for it, right?
That's right. That's right. We were all out this last race, and it was insane. The start was really tight, great battles all the way back through. And then something really interesting happened about halfway through the race. We had R.C. Enerson with a gearbox failure.
That was the big moment, because remember, he's defending the championship.
You have to be gutted for the guy. He made a great move at the start of the race to take the lead. He was controlling the field. Everybody was really tight, but I mean, it was going to be tough to pass him, let's be honest. Yeah. And I mean, something totally out of his control. You know, kills his race. It's really sad, but he showed a lot today. He was very good under pressure.
That he spiced up the things in the championship.
Exactly. Florian Latour gets his win. The win he missed
by the
in
time,
the first race.
Actually, first time winning.
Yes, we caught up with him. He was very happy.
Well, let's hear.
Florian Latour, this one must feel good after this morning's disappointment.
Yeah, for sure. After my mistake for this morning, this one was for me.
So it's a great day for points as well, right? R.C. Anderson had a tough second race. If I'm not wrong, you're going to take the lead in the championship.
Yeah, for sure. I'm happy also to take the lead of the championship with a lot of points, so it's good for the future.
So Gabe did it a 1-2, winning the first race and second race.
Amazing weekend for them, amazing weekend for points, because Florian is going to take the points lead for sure. And if I'm not wrong, I think Jake might pass RC as well, because it was not a good weekend for RC.
This is all healthy for the championship. You don't want to see this guy who wins.
Exactly. We want the drama. We were feeling bad for RC, but we want the drama. So it's going to be good to see you know what happens. RC is going to change his driving style. You know, he's not leading the points. He's going to have to be even more aggressive. So it's going to be interesting to see how he reacts.
Exactly. We're going to have a lot of guys attacking for the win at Mid-Ohio. 3 races can be very important.
And we know you're going to be one of them, eh?
That's right. That's right. I think I'm sitting 4th in the championship now, close to Jake. I think Florian and RC still have a bit of a gap maybe, but not much. It closed up for sure this weekend.
So Aaron, it's your rookie year, but you're going for the title.
Absolutely. Going for the title. We've got 5 races left. I'm going for wins. I'm going for the title.
Well, I can't wait for the next races.
Mid-Ohio is going to be interesting. 3 races with these guys.
How many is 3 races?
All the ladder will be here. USF 2000, Pro Mazda, Indy Lights. It's going to be a great weekend. Everybody is eager to win the championships. It's getting late in the season. People are going to be taking more risks, and it's going to be more action for us to watch.
All right. You know, this is Road to Indy TV, and we hear rumors, and we like that, you know.
All the time. Why am I the gossip guy? What do you know, Aaron?
What do I know? The gossip guy? Oh man, what gossip is going on?
Oh, Nico Jamin show up here in a different team, different car.
With Paps Racing.
It's a good-looking car.
Good-looking car. He didn't have the weekend he wanted. He was not as successful of a switch as Florian had, where he went to the Capes and straight away was competitive, but he's going to get there. There's always an adaptation time. Sometimes it takes longer, and he's fast. Paps Racing is a great organization, so I think it's a matter of time. Another gossip, JP. Ryan Finney, who is Brian at Autosports, first race with them. He's sponsored apparently by a tequila brand owned by George Clooney, so we have some real stars in our paddock.
So is it normal that drivers, local drivers, when the Mazda Road to Indy travels, join the racing for that weekend?
We had Mathieu DeLeo this weekend, who is Canadian, and I think it's easier for a local driver to find the sponsorship, so that's why you see them pretty often actually race on their local markets, because they have the connections and the relationships to raise the money to go racing. So
another one who joined USF 2000 coming from Formula 1600 was Garth
Rickards.
Yes, Garth Rickards. I've raced against Garth and Skip Barber. He's an F1600 this year, so he's just here to gain some experience on a street course, which they don't
example.
do.
So yes, you know, you have, and especially towards the end of the year.
Coming up for the season, Mid-Ohio.
Yes, Gabby Chaves consolidates his lead in the Indy Lights Championship.
Florian Latour takes the point lead in USF 2000.
That's going to be good racing next time.
A lot of angry drivers
a lot
behind
of hungry
him.
drivers.
Well, thank you, sir, for joining us.
Thank you guys very much.
Thanks for your time. Congrats on a great weekend.
Thank
Tristan,
you.
good luck in your racing coming
yes,
up.
thank you. I'll need it.
And everybody, I'll leave you
watching.
with the points of this season.